Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the 48th lecture of fluid mechanics subject. So we are in the unit 3, coming to an end of the unit 3. So within one or two lectures, we will complete the unit 3 topics, right? So in the last class, in the lecture 47, we have discussed about the concept of So in the 47th lecture, we have seen about the variations of friction factor using Reynolds number, right? We have seen the variations of friction factor by using Reynolds number for the laminar flows and turbulent flows. So they have been already uh, kept the PPT, kept the presentation in your WhatsApp group. Okay. Now we'll see the next topic, that is introduction to the Moody's chart and the other scientist Hagen-Williams formula for doing the flow of problems. Next. See, so we have completed this variation of friction factor using Reynolds number and also the problems associated with that, right? So now we are entering into the Moody's chart and Hagen-Williams formula. We have this concept, Moody's chart and the Hagen-Williams formula. And the last thing, the topic to be discussed is pipe networks and their problems by using hard cross method. So with this, the total unit 3 will be completed in all aspects. A small topic we have not left behind. Everything is completed in all aspects. Only the thing is you have to start working with these problems. Okay. So in the morning classes, we have discussed about the friction loss in the laminar flow. Laminar flow of friction loss ఎలా జరిగింది. So this is a concept what we have seen. Okay, right? So in the laminar flow, we used Hagen-Poiseuille's formula, right? In the turbulence flows, in the turbulent flow, we have used the Darcy-Weisbach equation and also what is that equation? The Cezis formula, right? The turbulent flow. Okay. So today in this class, we will discuss about what is the meaning of Modi chart. So in the last class, I have shown the basic things of the Modi chart, right? So in the engineering, so if you get any question regarding the theoretical question in the Modi chart, you can write this one. In engineering, the Modi chart or Modi diagram is a graph in non-dimensional form. So in a Modi chart or a Modi diagram, it is a graph in non-dimensional form. Non-dimensional form that relates the Darcy-Weisbach friction factor, Darcy-Weisbach friction factor FD, and Reynolds number RE. Okay, so relates the Darcy-Weisbach friction factor FD, and Reynolds number RE, and surface roughness for fully developed flow in the circular pipe. So with this point, what we can say, so the Moody chart is mainly used for non-dimensional form of representation for a fully developed flow in the circular pipes by using the relation between FD, RE, and the surface roughness. Okay, by using the relations, what are the relations? The relations Darcy-Weisbach friction factor FD, the Reynolds number RE, and the surface roughness for the fully developed flow in the circular pipe. Next. It can be used to predict, pressure drop or flow rate down such a pipe. So what is the main purpose of this Modi chart is to predict the pressure drop. So in a pipe flow, it is in the laminar flow or in the turbulent flow. It is in the laminar flow or turbulent flow with constant velocity or uncertainty in the velocity. So it is used to predict what? It is used to predict the pressure drop or flow rate. Okay, for such a pipes. So it is one of the most widely used methods for evaluation. Friction factor employs the for evaluation the friction factor employs a Moore's diagram. So it is one of the most widely used method for evaluating the friction factor on wet end, right? So it is a graph in non-dimensional form that shows the relationship between Darcy-Weisbach equation factor, Reynolds number Re, and surface number for a fully developed pipe in the only circular pipes. Third point, it is used to predict the pressure drop or flow rate in such pipes. Now see, this is a MODI form. So what I have shown in the morning sessions lecture. So in the x-axis you can write Reynolds number, the y-axis you can write left side friction factor, the right side you can see the relative roughness. So in detail, if you want to have simplified figure, so if you get any question that draw the Moody's chart, so instead of using this clumsy figure, you can draw the figure simply like this, right? So you can draw the figure like this. So just see the simplified sketch of the Moody's diagram in which the various zones are identified. So if you get a question, draw the Moody chart and explain Napadu, draw this figure. Okay, draw this figure, which is very, very important. Okay, so draw a rectangular figure. So some person is joining. Riyad Sheikh and Falguna, and one more Shravanti or something. So we ముగ్గురే regular గా వస్తున్నారు, right? Falguna, Riyad Sheikh, and Shravanti or Shravani. So if any question asked from the higher officials, I will say only these people are coming regularly attending the class, online classes, right? So వస్తున్న వాళ్ళకు కూడా definitely will get some doubts. రాని వాళ్ళకి చాలా doubts వస్తాయి, but I cannot do anything. Why? Because the classes should be done online till the further instructions given by the JNTU. So instructions ఏమి రాలేదనుకోండి, so the total semester will be online. Everything is done through online only. So only the thing is మీరు ఎలా చదువుతారు, ఎలా రాస్తారు అనేది it depends upon your time table and your mentality. Okay, so if you get a question, just make a rectangle, right? So in the x-axis make the Reynolds number RE or NR. So ఒక్కొక్క book లో మీకు కొంచెం note this will change. Okay, so the Reynolds number is on x-axis, the friction factor F is on y-axis left side. On the right side you are having the roughness factor. So see the blue lines, yes. Voice not audible. Is that okay? I think the voice is visible, audible, right? Okay, the voice is audible now. Okay, so okay, so if you see the figure of the Modi chart, instead of showing the figure in this way, which is very complicated in the morning class and in this slide, so you can depict like this, you can show like this. So see the blue color lines, so make the numbers 0.01 2 3 4 5 up to 1. See here 10 to the power of 3 4 5 6 7 up to the 8 9 10. So the Reynolds number less than 2000, more than 2000, more than 4000, right? So here if you see the laminar flow lies in between this one to this one. Less than 2000 lo unnadi laminar flow, this one less than 2000 is a laminar flow. From here it is a laminar flow. I don't want to make confuse here. So మీరే చూడండి, the arrow ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు it is a laminar flow. What is the second zone? Critical zone or transition zone అని చెప్తున్నాం, right? So in the critical zone it is lying in between this one, it is lying in between the 2000 to 4000, 2000 to 4000. Next one is a turbulent zone. So the turbulent zone is passing at a curve here, and every lines are straight. Every lines are straight. What we discussed in the morning class. Okay, just see the labelings. So just to see the half minute, just 1 minute student, I don't want to talk now. So where the laminar flows, where the transition zone, where the turbulent zone is acting, where the smooth lines are acting. So the laminar zone is lying at this point. The laminar zone is lying at this point. Okay, there's a critical zone where you are having the graphs shown is in a critical way. So here the line is going in this downward direction. It is making a rise and making the straight lines. So end lines వచ్చేటప్పటికి make the lines in a straight line motion. Whereas in the critical zones you are having a clumsy places, whereas in the turbulent zone it is making a curve like this and the lines are straight. So up to the dotted line, see the dotted lines. సో ముందు స్లైడ్స్ కూడా చూపించాను డాటెడ్ లైన్స్. ఈ డాటెడ్ లైన్స్ తర్వాత వచ్చినవన్నీ స్ట్రైట్ లైన్స్, రైట్? స్ట్రైట్ లైన్స్. ద కంప్లీట్ టర్బులెంట్ ఇక్కడ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ జరిగి, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ టేకింగ్ ఎ total turbulent direction, the complete turbulent line. So the smooth lines are observed at the downward portion of this dotted lines. Okay, the dividing line between the zone of complete turbulence and transition zone. So this is a dividing line between the complete turbulence and transition zone, or critical zone. So like this, you have to draw the sketch of Moody's diagram. So what is this D by E? This one is the surface roughness. Okay, this one is the surface roughness. So this is about the simplified sketch of Moody's diagram. So if you want to write any topics, so you can write the applications and the observations of the Moody's chart. So the laminar zone at the left has already been discussed. Okay, the laminar zone. At the right of the dashed lines downwards across the diagram is a zone of complete turbulence. So left hand side వచ్చేసి laminar ఉంటుంది, right hand side వచ్చేసి complete గా turbulence ఉంటుంది. Between the smooth pipeline and the line marking the start of the complete turbulence zone is transition zone. So then finally what we can say, the transition zone or critical zone is lies in between the laminar flow, laminar zone and the complete turbulent zone. Okay, next. So if you see the main observations with this Moody's chart, so some of the observations can be drawn. So what are the observations to be made? Take the first point. From the given Reynolds number of flow, right? As the relative roughness is increased, the friction factor అనేది తగ్గుతుంది. From the observations made by from this chart, what we can say, from the relative index, from the given Reynolds number of flow, as the relative roughness is increased, the friction factor decreases. Okay, for the given relative roughness, the friction factor F decreases with increasing the Reynolds number until the zone of complete turbulence is received. So with this figure we can say, so the relative roughness, see the roughness. So it is decreasing at one point, and again increasing and going to the surface roughness value. Next, third point. Within the zone of complete turbulence, the Reynolds number has no effect on the friction factor. See here, within the limit of the complete turbulence in the, so it is in a straight direction. Therefore, there is no problem with the friction factor, right? Next, as the relative roughness increases, the value of the Reynolds number at which the zone of complete turbulence also increases. As the relative roughness increases, the Reynolds number at which the zone to complete turbulence also increases. These are the four observations to be made whenever you have seen the Moody's diagram or Moody's chart. So if a question comes, what are the applications of Moody's diagram? you have to start writing these things. The Moody's diagram is used to help determine the value of friction factor F for a turbulent flow. Simple, straightforward point is the Moody diagram is used to help to determine the value of friction factor F for turbulent flow. Okay, na? Next, the value of Reynolds number and the relative roughness must be known. The value of the Reynolds number Re and the relative roughness E by D should be known. Third point, the basic data required are the pipe inside diameter. The basic data what should require the inside diameter of the pipe, right? The pipe material, what is the pipe material, and the flow velocity, and the kind of fluid, what type of fluid, and its temperature from which the viscosity can be found. So these are the input data, that is basic data required to find the Moody's chart. Next. So these are the applications, the observations made in the Moody's diagram, and the simplified sketch of the Moody's diagram. So generally this type of total detail, generally meeku, I think other colleges lo inta detail ga they won't say. Why I am discussing in detail, taking more classes, because ee roju kaakapoyina repaina meer fail aina kuda, instead of getting not getting the information somewhere else, you can open this link at any time and you can see what's happening. You can see many times and you can score the marks, right? సో అదే మీకు ఫిజికల్గా క్లాసెస్ ఉంటే మీకు ఫాస్ట్గా యూ కెన్ క్లోజ్ ద క్లాసెస్. అండ్ ఆల్సో ద ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కూడా ఇంత డీటెయిల్గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయబడవు. ఒకటి రెండు క్లాస్లో చెప్పేసి రిమైనింగ్ మీరు హోంవర్క్ చేసుకోమని చెప్పేస్తాం, రైట్? The applications of Moody's diagram. And next concept is Hazen-Williams formula for the water flow. So this is one of the other scientists in the unit 3, apart from Darcy-Weisbach equation, Hagen-Poiseuille equation, the Hezes formula, the Hazen-Williams formula. So what is saying? The Hagen-Williams formula, the Hagen-Williams formula is one of the most popular formulas for the design and analysis of water systems. So water systems design cheyadaniki water flow lo Hazen-Williams formula is popularly used. Its use is limited to the flow of water in the pipes larger than 2 and smaller than 6 feet in diameter. Okay, it is also having the limit. Its use is limited to the flow of water. Okay, its use is limited to the flow of water, pipes larger than 2 feet and smaller than 6 feet in diameter. The Hazen-Williams formula is unit specific. In the US customary, unit system is taken in the form. So in the Hazen-Williams formula, you are having two types of unit specifications. One is in the US customary and also in the SI units. So if you take the formula for this Hagen-Williams formula, V is equals to 1.32 CH R to the power of 0.63 S to the power of 0.54, where V is equals to average velocity of flow, that is feet per second. CH is equal to Hazen-Williams coefficient, which is a dimensionless one. Next, R is equals to hydraulic radius of low flow contact. S is equals to ratio of HL by L. Okay, ratio of HL by L, energy loss by length of the conduit. The coefficient CH, there is a coefficient CH, that is a Hazen-Williams coefficient, is dependent only on the condition of surface. So the condition rough ga unda, smooth ga unda, very smooth ga unda, highly rough ga unda. This depends on the condition of the surface of the pipe or conduit. So some countries we are calling pipe, some other countries we are calling them as conduit. So if you see the type of pipe, the CH values, average CH values and the design value will change, depends upon the type of pipe. So if you see the material, steel pipe, ductile material, cast iron, with centrifugally applied cement or bituminous lining, right? If you see the outside pipelines ఎలా ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి, if you see your sewer pipelines, రోడ్ సైడ్ పెద్ద పెద్ద పైప్లైన్స్ కాలువల పక్కన చూస్తే మీకు you can see the cement lining or bituminous lining coating on the steel or ductile iron or cast iron. లోపల ఏముంటుంది, స్టీల్ ప్లేట్స్ కానీ డక్టైల్ షీట్స్ తో మనకి పైప్ రెడీ అవుతుంది, బయట మాత్రం సిమెంట్ పూత లైనింగ్ వేస్తారు. సో ఫర్ దట్ average CH value is 150 and the design value is 140. These are some of the standard grades whenever you are designing those type of pipes. Okay. Next, plastic, copper, brass, glass. So the type of is plastic pipe kani, copper kani, brass kani, glass pipe kani unte, the CH value is 140 and the design value is 130. Next, for the steel, cast iron and uncoated. So this is coated with cement. This is uncoated. Here 130 and 100. Here 130 and 100. Next, for the concrete type of things, you are having 120 and 100. For corrugated steel, we are having 60 to 60. Both things you are having same value, right? So like this, you are having various things for this coefficient of Hazen-Williams formula. Right? So the various materials with various things. So see the coating versus uncoating, the values of this one is reduced to 120. And if you see the corrugated steel, normal steel, corrugated means the steel material, the steel surface will be uh, texture అంటే ఏం చెప్తాం. సో ఇఫ్ యు సీ ఏ నార్మల్ బేబీస్ హ్యాండ్ పైన సర్ఫేస్ చూస్తే ఎలా ఉంటుంది, ఇఫ్ యు సీ ఏ 30 years old surface hand texture, ఇఫ్ యు సీ యువర్ ఓల్డ్ గ్రాండ్ పేరెంట్స్ చేతులు చూస్తే ఎలా ఉంటాయి, స్కిన్ విల్ బి corrugated means ముడతలు పడినట్టు ఉంటుంది, right? The surface will be corrugated. That is the meaning of the corrugated steel, right? So these are the CH values. Next, other type of calculations what we can done for by using this Huygens formula is, other type of calculations are to determine the required size of the pipe, to carry a given flow rate while limiting the energy loss to specified value. To determine the required size of the pipe, that is the dimension, to carry out the flow rate while limiting the energy loss to some specified value. For the second point, to determine the energy loss for a given pipe flow rate through the given type and size of the flow known as the known length. To determine the energy loss of the given pipe, to determine the dimensions of the pipe. So these are the other type of calculations that can be done. So like this, the Huygens-Williams formula is used for doing this process. Okay. So I think you will not get any question in this Huygens-Williams formula. Only the information is sufficient, right? Next, 230, right? Okay. Next one is introduction to the pipe networks. So introduction to the pipe networks, we have generally discussed about the pipes in series, the pipes in equivalent pipes, the pipes in parallel, not the branches. You don't have the branched pipes in your syllabus. So we have mainly discussed about the pipes in series, the equivalent pipes, and the pipes in parallel. Now you'll see the piping network for doing the problems. A pipe network is an interconnected systems of pipes forming several loops or circuits. And they for example, if you are having your house, you are constructing a house or you are constructing an apartment. So for the apartment, so if you are taking the plumbing section తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి. So for this plumbing section, definitely the concept of plumbing is to design a piping system. So starting from the ground, whenever you made a bore for your house, from there to top of your building for a tank, you require pipe. So inlet flow, outlet flow, inward flow, outward flow. So how the water is going up, how the water is coming down. The water is going up through the pump electromechanical system, the water is coming down through the gravity concept, right? So whenever you are designing a piping network, right, you are having several loops or circuits. The pipe network, which is shown in 11.33, just first we'll see the figure 11.33. So the pipe network. So the flow in లోపలికి వెళ్తుంది, బయటికి వెళ్తుంది. Flow in, flow out. So these are the junctions. These are the junctions or nodes. So this is a one junction, this is a two junction, so this is a three junction, this is a four. Like these are the nodes. So the flow is like this, going in this direction, going in this direction. The flow is like this, going from A to B, B to D. The flow is A to F, F to G, G to H. Like this, you are having number of loops like this. Okay, you can frame separate loop lines. So I will discuss slowly this one. Just keep in mind this pipes, right? The examples of such networks of pipes are the municipal water distribution system. The examples of such networks of pipes are municipal water distribution system in the cities on laboratory supply system. For example, if you see outside, మీకు fourth year, I think at the 3241 లో you will get the subject called environmental engineering or wastewater management. There you can learn about the municipal wastewater distribution systems. Okay, what I'm saying, yeah. So if you see in the society, if you see in your roadside, you will be totally confused. మీరు ఎక్కడన్నా ఒక ఎలక్ట్రిక్ పోల్ చూసారనుకోండి, ఇన్ ద ఎలక్ట్రిక్ పోల్ యూ విల్ సీ ద వైరింగ్ సిస్టమ్. సో సమ్ వైరింగ్ సిస్టమ్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ క్లీన్ అండ్ నీట్, రైట్? So some wiring systems are very dangerous. By seeing only you can get fear. So you don't know how the wiring has been done. ఒక పిచ్చుక గూడు లాగా the wires will be totally mixed, these are linked, these are tied, knotted, and somewhere else you are having different types of network. అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి నుంచుంటే షాక్ కొట్టి బాంబు వెళ్తుంది, ఏమో ఎక్స్ప్లోజన్ జరుగుతుంది అంత ఫీలింగ్ వస్తుంది. If you see some type of piping networks, the wiring networks. In the same way, if you see the pipes also, I think few years back, I think so, in the Guntur area, some people have died. The డ్రింకింగ్ వాటర్ పైప్ లైన్ వచ్చేసి మురుగు కాలువలోంచి వెళ్తుంది. పైప్ లీక్ అయ్యి ద మురుగు నీళ్ళంతా డ్రింకింగ్ వాటర్లోకి వెళ్ళి many people in the slum area have consumed those water and lost their lives, right? This in news has been seen 2 years back, right? So if you see such type of piping networks in the municipal water, in cities and laboratory supply system, in such system, in such system, it is required to determine the distribution of flow through the various pipes of the networks. The following are necessary conditions for any network of the pipes. So the introduction to the pipe network, in this we are having one of the scientists, that is Hardy-Cross method. This gives the necessary conditions for any type of network pipes. So what is the first case you have to take? The flow into each junction, the flow of water or fluid into each junction must be equal to the flow outward the junction. The flow of the inward junction must be equal to the flow of the outward junction. This is due to the continuity equation. What is the continuity equation? A1 V1 is equals to A2 V2. In that way, the flow at inward junction must be equal to the flow at the outward junction. Now to the second point, the algebraic sum of head losses, the algebraic sum of the head losses round each loop must be 0. Okay, hf1 plus hf2 plus hf3 is equal to 0. This means that each loop, the loss of head due to the friction in a clockwise direction must be equal to the loss of head due to the flow in the anti-clockwise direction, right? The loss of head due to the flow in clockwise direction should be equal to the anti-clockwise direction. What is the third point? The head loss in each pipe లోపల head loss in each pipe is expressed as HF is equals to R into Q to the power of N. The value of R depends on the length of the pipe. R depends on what? The length of the pipe, the diameter of the pipe, the coefficient of friction of the pipe. Okay, R depends upon what? L, D, and F. The value of N for turbulent flow is 2. Therefore, we can write normally head loss entry formula. The head loss formula is HF is equals to 4 into F into L into V square by D into 2G. That implies 4 into F into L as it is రాయండి. V వచ్చేసి what is the discharge? Discharge is equal to velocity into acceleration. Therefore, velocity is equals to discharge by area whole to the power of square divided by D into 2G. Now, after simplifying this one, 4 into F into L into Q square divided by D into 2G into pi by 4 D square to the power of 2. This implies 4 into FL into Q square divided by D into 2G into pi by 4 D square into 2 to the power of 4. That implies 4 into F into L into Q square divided by 2G into pi by 4 D square into 2 to the power of 5. Okay, now, so what is this one? This total, this thing, this is R. Okay, okay. So that is equal to R into Q square. So what is the meaning of R? We said, so we said that it depends upon the L, D, and F. So ఇక్కడ అదే కదా ఉంది. You are having L, D, L, D, and F, right? So ఇవంతా this one. So this is nothing but R into Q square. అర్థమైంది కదా? This loss will be positive. This head loss will be positive when the pipe is a part of a loop and the flow in the pipe is clockwise. The flow in the pipe is clockwise. Generally, the piping network problems must are difficult to solve analytically. So analytically, whenever you are doing any process, the piping network problems are difficult to solve. Hence, the methods of successive approximations are used. So that what you have to do whenever you are getting complications in analytical model of solving, then the approximations will be better. Therefore, Hardy-Cross method is one such of the method which is commonly used. Okay, na? So whenever we are getting a problem, whenever you are getting difficult to solve the problems analytically, some sort of approximation methods are used. In that approximations method, Hardy-Cross method is one of the best method which is commonly used for this type of problems. Okay. Now, what the new formula we have sort out? HF is equals to R into Q to the power of N. N is equal to 2 for most of the cases in turbulent flow, right? That is equals to HF. HF is equals to HF is equals to R into Q square. That is the final justification for this hard cross method. So I think the time is, what's the time? 2:30. Okay. Now, next topic to be discussed is the Hardy-Cross method. The last topic in this unit 3. The Hardy-Cross method. The procedure for this Hardy-Cross method is shown in this way. So you are having 7 points. So in these 7 points, we can derive a problem also simultaneously, right? So this is a problem. So the procedure is as follows. So if you get a question, theoretical question, explain the procedure of Hardy-Cross method, you have to write the 7 points. Or define Hardy-Cross method, or how the Hardy Gross method is used for the piping networks అన్నప్పుడు ఈ ముందు పాయింట్స్ రాయాలి. This point and this information and the formula you have to write so that it will be justified. Okay na? So Hardy Gross method lo three concepts వస్తుంది. May come or may not come. First one is what is Hardy Gross method, how it is related to the piping network. Next one is explain the procedure of Hardy Gross method. You don't do theoretical questions. Next problem. I think generally you will not get the problem. If suppose for time is bad, if you get a Hardy Gross method, it is a very lengthy problem. You can write to some extent and you can leave it so that you can score minimum marks. So what I'm trying to say is attempt each and every question. But if you want to attempt the extra questions also, extra అని పెట్టి సపరేట్గా రాయండి. మీరు ఏదో మార్కులు వచ్చేస్తాయి కన్ఫ్యూజ్ చేసేస్తే ఎవాల్యుయేటర్ అనుకుంటే దట్ ఈస్ మిస్టేక్. ఎవాల్యుయేటర్కి కరెక్షన్ చేసేవాడికి చిన్న కన్ఫ్యూజన్ కానీ డౌట్ కానీ వచ్చిందంటే హీ విల్ చెక్ ద పేపర్ వెరీ వెరీ క్లియర్లీ సో దట్ ఎక్కువ వేసిన మార్క్స్ అన్ని మళ్ళీ చెక్ చేసుకొని క్రాస్ చేసుకొని కట్ చేసేస్తే డెఫినెట్లీ విల్ ఫెయిల్ ఆర్ విల్ గెట్ లెస్ మార్క్స్. సో డోంట్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్. ఇంకొకటి ఏంటి, వెన్ యూ కన్ఫ్యూజ్ ద పర్సన్ ఆల్రెడీ ఒక దాంట్లో 4 మార్క్స్ వేసిన చోట హీ మే రైట్ 3 మార్క్స్ ఆర్ 2 మార్క్స్ ఆర్ యూ కెన్ రెడ్యూస్ ద మార్క్స్. వై? బికాస్ యూ హ్యావ్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్డ్ హిమ్. సో దట్స్ వై క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ రాసేటప్పుడు రైట్, సో కీప్ ఇన్ మైండ్ దట్ ఎక్స్ట్రా ఆన్సర్స్ మీరు ఎక్స్ట్రా అని పెట్టి రాయండి. ఓకే, సో ఎక్స్ట్రాలో మీకు రెగ్యులర్గా అటెంప్ట్ చేస్తాను 3 or 4 క్వశ్చన్ అనుకోండి, థర్డ్ ఫిగర్ అటెంప్ట్ చేస్తారు, ఫోర్త్ కూడా మీకు వచ్చు, వెంటనే దాని కింద రాయండి. మొత్తం రెగ్యులర్గా మీకు క్వశ్చన్స్ అన్ని అయిన తర్వాత ఎక్స్ట్రా అని పెట్టి సపరేట్ పేపర్లో 4th క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్ అని రాయండి. సో ఇన్ ద థర్డ్ ప్రాబ్లం 4th ప్రాబ్లం 15 మార్క్స్ అనుకుంటే థర్డ్ ప్రాబ్లంలో మీరు సొల్యూషన్ తీసుకొచ్చారు, సంథింగ్ థర్డ్ ప్రాబ్లం ఏదో చేశారు, మీకు 6 మార్క్స్ వచ్చినాయి అవుట్ ఆఫ్ 15. సో 4th ప్రాబ్లంలో ఎక్స్ట్రాస్లో అక్కడ కూడా మీరు అటెంప్ట్ చేశారు, మీకు టోటల్గా యాడ్ చేస్తే 10 మార్క్స్ వచ్చింది. నౌ వాట్ దే విల్ డూ, థర్డ్ ఆర్ ఫోర్త్ ఈ రెండిట్లో ఏదో ఒకటి అటెంప్ట్ చేయాలి. మీరు ఎక్స్ట్రాస్లో 10 పెట్టారు కాబట్టి ఈ 4 మార్క్స్ కన్సిడర్ చేయరు, దే విల్ కన్సిడర్ ఓన్లీ 10 మార్క్స్ విచ్ ఎవర్ ద బిగ్గెస్ట్. అన్నిటికీ కరెక్షన్ చేస్తారు, బట్ దే విల్ సీ థర్డ్ ఫోర్త్లో ఏ రెండిట్లో దేనికైతే ఎక్కువ మార్క్స్ వచ్చిందో దానికి ఆ మార్కులు మాత్రమే దే విల్ యాడ్. సో దట్స్ వై డోంట్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్ ఎవాల్యుయేటర్, రైట్ వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ నో బట్ సపరేట్లీ అండ్ క్లియర్లీ. బట్ వెన్ ఎవర్ వీఆర్ స్టడీయింగ్, మేము ఎప్పుడైతే బీటెక్ చేస్తున్న రోజుల్లో వీ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ సచ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్, నో ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్. యూ కెన్ రైట్ ద ఎక్స్ట్రా బట్ ద మార్క్స్ విల్ బి యాజ్ యూజువల్. సో యూ ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ మచ్ అలవెన్సెస్ బట్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ యూజింగ్ ద అలవెన్సెస్ ప్రాపర్లీ. అది మీకు 2-1లో అప్పుడే తెలియదు, మీ సీనియర్స్కి తెలుస్తుంది, ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అయ్యి ఉంటుంది, రైట్? ఓకే, సో దట్స్ అదర్ టాపిక్, బట్ ద ప్రొసీజర్ we'll discuss now. In this method, a trial distribution of discharges. So before going for actual real-time planning, a trial planning jarugutundi. In this method, a trial distribution of discharges is made arbitrarily, but in such a way that continuity equation is satisfied at each junction. So whenever you are doing any trial distribution of the flow, that also you have to make a continuity equation should be satisfied at each junction. Second point, discharges is made arbitrary but in such a way that continuity equation is satisfied at each junction. Second point, with the assumed values of Q discharge, the head loss in each pipe is calculated according to the equation 11.39. What is 11.39? This one is a formula, right? Piping network formula. With the assumed values of Q, the head loss in each pipe is calculated according to the equation. And what is the third procedure? Now considering any loop anna circuits anna ఒకటే loop means just a branched. సో ఇప్పుడు మీకు పైప్ ఇలా ఉంది, ఈ పైప్ ఇలా బ్రాంచ్ అయింది, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇలా బ్రాంచ్ అయింది, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇలా బ్రాంచ్ అయింది, ఇలా వచ్చి ఇలా జాయిన్. So this is nothing but loops, right? So the loops. Now consider any loop. The algebraic sum of the head loss around each loop must be zero. Must be zero. Okay, must be zero. This means that in each loop, the loss of head due to the friction in clockwise direction must be equal to the loss of head due to the flow in anti-clockwise direction. This is a point what we have already ఇక్కడ చెప్పుకున్నాం, right? Next, what is the fourth point? Now calculate the net head loss. So problems చేయడానికి procedure ఏంటనేది these are the things. Now calculate the net head loss. Calculate the net head loss. Calculate the net head loss around each loop. Okay, around each loop, considering the head loss to be positive in the clock flow and negative in the anti-clock flow. If the net head loss due to the assumed values q around the loop is zero, then the assumed values q is that loop is correct. But if the net head loss due to the assumed values q is not zero, if the q is zero loop line, the assumed values q is correct. If the net head loss assumed values q is not zero, then the assumed values q are corrected by introducing the correction delta q for the flows till the circuit is balanced. Till the circuit is balanced, right? Therefore, the correction factor delta q is obtained by delta q is equals to minus sigma of r into yes sigma of sigma of r into q naught power of n divided by sigma of r into n q naught to the n minus 1. For the turbulent flow, we know that the value of n is equal to 2, and hence the above correction factor will be written as delta q is equal to minus delta of r into q naught square by sigma of 2r into q naught. Okay. Next, if the value of delta q comes out of the positive, comes out to be positive, so whenever you are solving the problems, if the delta q is a positive, then it should be added to the flows in the clockwise direction. Positive counter, you have to go with the clockwise direction. If the flow in the clockwise direction is if it is having a subtract negative sign, it is going for the subtraction from the anti-clockwise direction. Positive counter, the flow is in the clockwise direction. If the result is negative, it should be subtracted, therefore it is a negative, that is anti-clockwise direction. And what is the sixth point here? Some pipes may be common in two loops. Some pipes may be common in two loops. Then the two corrections are applied to these pipes. Then so whenever in a common in a loops, whenever you are having two common loops, therefore two corrections should be made. And the trial errors just enough to whenever you are getting any problems, you have to go for the trial and error method. And also whenever you are getting any two loops problem, right, two loops problem, two corrections should be made at a loop. So if you see a simple diagram, after the corrections have been applied to each pipe in a loop to all the loops, a second trial calculation is made for all the loops. So once any corrections is made to apply to each loop in to all the loops, the second trial is made for all the loops. The procedure is repeated till delta q becomes negligible. So ఎప్పుడు వర్క్ చేయాలి? The trial 1, trial 2, trial 3 keep on doing until the delta q value should be negligible. అప్పటి వరకు వచ్చేంత వరకు we have to start doing this problem. So that's why 99.9% you will not get this type of problems. Why? Because the process is very lengthy and the values are also, you will get uncertain problems. Okay. So if you see the simple piping network A, B, C, G, F, A. So A, B, C, G, F, sorry, A, B, C, G, F, A, B, C, G, F. This is one thing. loops, idoka loop line, and FEGF, FEHFGHG. This is one thing. This is one thing. Next one is GHDG. GHDG, idoka loop. Next GCDG. GCD. GCD again G. So like this, you are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 piping network. So based on this, in the next class we will solve this problem. Okay. So see the problem, how much it is, right? So we'll solve this problem tomorrow class. So we'll stop the class here. The time is up, less than 1 minute. Once the class is uploaded, so I will upload this video in the WhatsApp group. So open it and check it. And those who are not in the class, just forward this link to other students so that they can watch and view it. So that your views అనేవి పెరుగుతుంది. Views పెరిగాయి అంటే మీ management and your principal department will check how many people are watching the videos, online videos, right?